Trinidad and Tobago. Welcome to another edition of Scoreboard here on ACTN. It's always a pleasure every Tuesday evening where we come into your home and we talk sports. Well, as you know, the return to play policy has been implemented and sports is back on the drawing board. It's open up to everyone, but still restricted. I have two young people that I'm going to be talking with on tonight's show, and it's about football. And it's a project that has a community, feel to it because it was done with the community in mind. But first of all, let me introduce to you my guest for tonight, Jordan Riley, former Presentation College footballer. Jordan, it's a pleasure.
Yes.
Welcome back home.
Yes.
And his lovely sister, Maya Jordan.
Hi.
Welcome to ACTN.
Thank you.
These young people here will be chatting with me tonight because they have done something that I would welcome in any community, that people should get involved, regardless of what sport you're involved in. And they have started a project, J-Man's Football Cage. And the idea came about from young Jordan Riley. And right now, he's back home on a short holiday, and there is a tournament that is going on. It started on the 11th, that is Friday going, and the finals will be on Saturday the 19th.
Yeah.
And he'll tell us a bit more about the project and what it entails. And Maya, who is the financial person, the person who does all the bookings for the venue and prices and everything, she will tell us about how you acquire the services of the venue and what's entailed. But before we get into that, tell me a bit about your stay or your journey since leaving Presentation College.
Well, I must say it was a big transition in life, leaving Trinidad, leaving the family and going to another country, which will be the States, to further my education and footballing journey. It was a big transition, but under Coach Cooper in Presentation College, I must say, the training and him always pushing me to, my full ability when I got out there. I always took most of the things that he taught me and just, apply them out there as well. So, it was easy to adapt to the football in life, but, just missing the family and stuff, that's the only hard part of it, I really must say.
What's the difference between the training that you acquired in Trinidad to in the university, and how did you mix the football with the academic side?
Okay. So, for me, the footballing and academics was always it was a struggle at first, after training, you have to go home, get assignments done and stuff like that. But after time, I got into the hang of it, and it always came to time management. So I always had to, set a schedule for the week to see, when I was going to do stuff. And that really helped me balance the schoolwork and the footballing aspect. But, with the training-wise, I must say, Trinidad has a lot of talent, training sessions under Coach Cooper is nothing far off from the training sessions that we have up there. So, it was really just, a change in atmosphere, I must say.
And what about the games you have played so far for the university?
Well, actually, last week we actually played New York Red Bulls in a practice game. And it's it's always high-quality games. All the schools in our conference are competitive, so it's always tough games. And I must say, it's any person who plays in the SSFL, I think once they keep their head on, they could, make the jump to that other university.
And how long you still have at the university?
I still have one more year.
1 more year?
Yeah.
Right. And any plans thereafter when?
Well, it's always any footballer's dream to go pro. So, after school, I must say, please God, once that's the plan he has for me, is to go pro.
And off camera, we spoke about your little stint yesterday with the national team.
Yeah, so yesterday, they have the South Zone tournament going on right now. So I play with the South Zone team, which is coached by Coach Cyrus. So, we played the national under-20, national senior under-20 mix in a practice game in Atobola yesterday. And, I think Coach Cyrus, he had the team in training for a while, and I think the tactics that he had, we pulled off a draw with the national team. So I think that's a big accomplishment.
Okay, all right. Okay, well, let's talk a bit about this J-Man's football cage. How did the whole concept, the idea, everything came about?
Well, it's a really, really funny story, I must say, because I actually have a good friend of mine. People say, everywhere they see him, they see me. His name is Omri. He's actually in India right now playing for a team in India. And, one day we were just sitting under the house and we were like, bro, that's when actually COVID had just hit. And we were like, what are we going to do? What are we going to do? And we actually had a piece of land right next door to the house. And we were like, we're going to start farming. And we went out there one morning and we were plowing the land. One of our friends, FIBA, he actually came and he passed and he said, boy, what are you doing, boy? He said, you can plant some lettuce and thing, boy. And then my friend said, boy, the sun too hot, like we inside. And then the next day we say, we could start the football cage. And we actually, after time, we took the proposal to my parents because, without them, we didn't have the funds to do it. And after that, my dad, and my mom, they understood, they bought into it, and from there, that's when everything just started progressing.
How did the community accepted it?
Well, at first, everybody was like, volleyball in there, and we were talking, to somebody, because, in the community, there's a lot of people who love the football, cricket, so, the fields at the end of the day is not most of the time well kept around the community, so, it's kind of tough to actually find a good surface where people can actually go and play football. And even the little tournament that we have going, people every night. As soon as this tournament finishes, you better try next one. It's very welcoming in the community because, again, as COVID is actually in the endemic phase, everybody's coming back out and it's bringing everyone together. And at the end of the day, we just want to have a good time, enjoy life. So it's really just welcoming everybody together.
Tell me a bit about the surface. What type of...
So it's actually like the artificial turf. So preferably, we ask people to, not wear the football boots, but like the shoes. So, it's really like a fast intensity game, It's in a cage, so the ball only goes out once if it goes behind the goal. And some people don't even play that rule. They just play off for the wall. So it's like fast intensity. And, you just have to, it really builds fitness, I must say, yeah.
How did the idea of the tournament came about?
Well, everyone was asking every night someone will come for a booking. It would be like, you train any tournament. And when COVID was in full effect, we couldn't do that because we couldn't really have more than 10 people or more than a certain amount of people. And at one point it was fully locked off. So after a while, when I realized things were starting to open back up, I said, you know what, let's give the people what they want. And, it's really like, everyone loves that little competition, so, all the teams, I must say it has a lot of teams with former national players, former SSFL players that, are in the tournament. So it's a really high level of football that you see, and that's really how it came around.
So you started on Friday with how many teams?
So Friday we started with a group of four groups of four. So there were 16 teams and 2 groups made it out of each team. So yesterday was the last group match. So we have 8 teams now, which will play in the quarterfinals, the semifinals, 3rd place and 4th place, and then the finals on Saturday.
And all that will take place from what time? How?
So preferably we're looking at 6:30, 7 for the latest start, and it's just going to be all football, love, and a good vibes.
Now, it's obvious that this thing had to take some finance,
yes,
right? How did you all go about acquiring the finance, especially in a time when everybody's complaining with the COVID, things are a little rough, what sort of sponsorship you all got to put on something like this?
Yeah, we reached out to a lot of groups, because at the end of the day, if you get a lot of help, some things could happen in life. So, we reached out to a lot of groups and, a lot of groups were actually willing to buy in because they were like, it's a good idea. They don't really have not much of this in Trinidad. So, a lot of groups actually came out and helped us, like Guardian Group, Guardian Limited. They came out and they helped us, Bumpy's Barbecues, like a lot of Mirage Center Rentals, a lot of people from around the area as well who have like businesses, we try to go to them, to, even, it's really for advertisement for them as well, to get their name out there as well. So it's really like everyone came in and helped with the project.
So you basically sold it to the community.
Yes, right. Basically, and like even like we got a contractor, and all my friends were literally the ones working on the side. So like the build up to it was actually like a fun build up because like sometimes my dad would be coming up, boys, all they enjoying it too much, all they had to work a little harder because like it's always old talk, laugh, and it wasn't really like they didn't make the job hard, they made it fun. So and like now when like they are actually playing in the tournament, they have a team playing in the tournament, like, you know, you're just seeing them enjoying it and you smile on their faces now. Seeing all the hard work that they put in was really, you know, it's really good to see.
How long did the whole project take to complete it?
You know, with the little hiccups, you know, COVID, and we had to stop because people couldn't really be outside and stuff like that. It took about a year and a half, close to 2 years. Yeah, but other than that, I think now if we were going to put up one after the lessons that we learned from building this one, I think it should take a lot less time than that.
Well, you know, under the return to play policy, there is still some restrictions, right? How are you all managing to make sure that all the COVID protocols are being put in place, you know, outside venues are 75% capacity, right? How are you maintaining that? Because sports open now, people are rushing, especially with football, people are rushing. How are you all going to maintain, you know, that sort of discipline?
Something like that, you know, it's always good to have someone who knows about it. So my dad, he's actually into health and safety. So, you know, he always says safety first. We have all the COVID protocols, the temperature checks, hand sanitize, vaccination cards, you know. All supporters have to wear a mask, and if you're not playing on the field at that time and you come off, you have to wear a mask. So, you know, we take all the COVID protocols into effect. Still, even though it's 75%, you know, we try to actually limit the 75%. So once it's 75%, or sometimes once, you know, it's like a little crowded, we close the gate. You know, if someone comes out, then someone else could go in. And, you know, it's like actually a rush because you actually see people come in and, like, they're willing to wait to go in. And it's like, you know, like, people are willing to wait. So, like, you know, I think once things really pick up, things are even going to pick up more for the cage.
Well, let me talk to Maya a little bit, because I know that people who might be viewing the program might be interested in renting the place to come in and take a little sweat. What are the guidelines you have to follow? How do you, you know, contact your phone number, email, you know, things like that?
So you could contact us at 7360672, or you could DM us on Instagram at jman.footballcage. So when they contact us or DM us, you have to provide us with the name, their contact number in case they want to cancel or we have to call them of a change, and then they have to give us their time slots that they would like to book.
All right. I'll come back to you in a minute, but we need to take a break, right? So keep that thought. Viewers, we'll be right back after the short break. Welcome back, viewers. Welcome back to Scoreboard on ACT. And Maya, before the break, we were talking about some of the guidelines, the rules, the fees, you know, how one will acquire the venue.
Right. So most teams, they book for 2 hours. So 2 hours is 300, and then, well, an hour and a half is 250.
So the maximum time is 2 hours?
2 hours, right. Yeah. But they could book for an event, say a birthday, or we had a Remembrance Day for a player. So they booked the cage for a night, so say 5 hours. So according to the hours, we will talk to them about what price or what we could work out.
Okay.
Right.
All right. What are some of the do's and the don'ts? Because, I mean, you have to protect your place, right?
So we don't really have much rules, but the main rule is that you can't wear boots on the turf to protect the turf as well as the players. We don't want to have injuries or stuff like that. So we ask them to wear trainers or sneakers. And then on the turf now is only water allowed. So they can't carry any alcohol, any juice or stuff like that. Right.
But is the premises open for people to, like, you want to keep a fet match?
Yeah, we actually have those.
Fet match entails alcohol.
Right.
Right? I noticed that the far end, there's a pavilion. Right. So. Okay,
so that is totally different compared to if somebody just book it for a sweat. And I think sometimes people don't understand that. So when they book a sweat, it's not that you book the pavilion as well.
Oh, that's the court.
Turf,
the turf.
So if they come for an event now, they pay for the pavilion. So they could cook, they could bring drinks, they could bring their alcohol, they could drink, they could lime, they could use the turf. But somebody who comes to a booking, they use the turf, they just use the back to change up, to talk, to drink their little water, and then they go when their time finish.
What about the restrooms and all those things?
Okay, so the restrooms are located underneath the facility. So it's down the step and then
underneath the turf or the pavilion?
The pavilion.
The pavilion, yeah. I thought you all going so large that you have...
No.
Yeah.
Underneath. So they have showers and everything.
Okay.
Yeah.
So and you have lights.
Yeah, so
Right.
we have lights, yeah. So
Yeah.
the latest booking will be the 8 to 10 slot.
8 to 10 slots.
Yeah.
Right. So how has it been, the experience has been so far? Because, I mean, when you all open on the 11th of December, right?
Right.
Correct, yeah.
Right. So how has it been from then to just before the start of the tournament? You know, plenty bookings?
A lot of bookings. Because sometimes we even have to say, no, it's booked up. They said, what? I don't even know these people. I can't even come with them. I said, well, you could call them and ask them if they could come with you or something like that. But it's like back to back. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday is booked. Right.
Because I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think that that might be the second place in the South that has that, except for the court in the gym in Gasparilla.
And there was
right?
actually a guy in deeper South, in Avocat, I think he had one as well, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And what's the size of your one? What's the size? Is it bigger than the one in Gasparilla?
Yeah.
It's bigger because like in Gasparilla they have like just more like of a an indoor one, like, you know, it still could hold like 5v5, 4v4, but our one is like in length and stuff a little longer. So, you know, it's like a more, you could say more futsal size court, yeah.
Okay. So is the size of a futsal court?
Almost like just a few inches off, yeah.
Maybe you all will get involved with the...
Yeah, so like the actual, like, you know, when we were building some of the futsal coach actually passed.
No, that's... okay, that's...
I can't remember his exact name, but I know one of them had passed, yeah. And like, you know, but from ever since, people, you know, always interested, and like, as my sister was saying, like, you know, some people, like, say if you book it, and I want to book it at the same time, you know, sometimes some people come and say, oh, bro, here was the scene. I could bring 5 men, I know we could play your 5. So there's always like a little competition. People like to keep going, and that's why the tournament aspect, you know, really was really interested. Like, the supporters that come to the tournament, like, teams actually bring their supporters, like, you know, we could actually go and they could watch us play finally, you know. It's like, you know, a really interesting time.
No, I was looking at the venue with the fence and the line, I think. What sort of... What do you have for supporters?
So actually for your supporters, we built up a little pavilion. So I think on Saturday, we were talking to my dad as well. Because, you know, we will have to go onto the next piece of land and build up a pavilion on that side. Because, you know, the amount of supporters that some teams said they might want to bring, you know, we might have to put 75% by the cage and 75% on the other side of the land. So it will be, you know, even. So, you know, that's what we're thinking too.
And what about the viewing? How from the...
Well, from the sides, it's all fenced, so, you know, you could always see through, and, you know, it's always like, you're close, so, like, it's always like everyone has a front row seat, so, like, you know, it's like the players always say, like, you know, they feel like they're playing in a World Cup, because, like, the fans right there, and, you know, they feel the enthusiasm to play. Yeah.
What's the prices?
So the first place prize is actually $5,000, and, you know, then there has a second place, third place, and there's also a prize for most goals in the tournament. It's like, you know, after every game, someone will say, who are the most goals right now? Who are the most goals right now? So, you know, it's always like keeping the competitiveness there, and it's always fair. Yeah.
What's your dream for that venue? What would you like, you know?
Personally, for me, you know, this is where it started. You know, this is where all the little hiccups was, you know, the lessons learned of building it. So, like, you know, I think it's really like, personally, you know, if I could win the lotto tomorrow, I will go to every community and, you know, like, talk to, if I could, because, like, through SSFL, you know, you always build those links with players from all over certain communities. Like, if I could reach out to a player and say, bro, you know, where you feel we could build this best in your community, like, you know, put it up, and in that way we could have tournaments running where every community could have a team training, and, you know, you go and play in every community, you go and play a team. So, like, because, like, some people, you know, they like the 11v11 on the field, but at the end of the day, nothing can beat a good court sweat, you know, everybody watching, you know, you beat a man, you hear the crowd roar. Nothing could beat that, yeah.
You playing for any side in the tournament?
Nah, you know, I just on administration, and I just watching and admire any good football.
Yeah. I want to give you the opportunity to really, you know, in everything you have to get thanks. Right? And I'm sure that there's a lot of people out there, sponsors, you know, helpers, you know, that you would like to get a chance, you know, to say something to them.
Well, you know, the list, if I was to start the list, I will finish tomorrow, but firstly, I just want to really, thank my mom and my dad because, without them, it would be the farming plan. My brother who went to India to play, we'll still be out there planting lettuce, but through them, they really, bought into the idea and they accepted what we brought to the table, and, now we have the cage. So, if we could somehow, if any investors out there and they're willing to help out, we could, because at the end of the day, I wouldn't really say it's for me, it's really for all the athletes in Trinidad because people are hungry for it. And I think that's really, something that they want. So, thanks my family, my sister who's really, onto the administrative part, my girlfriend, because my girlfriend, she comes down and help any little thing that we need to do, and all the sponsors who have sponsored so far. Yeah.
So somebody do have, they want that certain, they do have all the money. You make, you're not hard and fast, right?
Nah, we're not.
No, we're not hard, but we recommend.
Yeah. I mean, you're firm,
Exactly.
you're firm, you're firm.
Yeah.
Like sometimes when a man might come in, I ain't had the money today, I'll come tomorrow. But if you really know, we'll get that blind. But
Just, no credit, no credit. No
Yeah,
credit.
don't make it a habit.
Yeah. We talk everything, but we ain't talk about, indiscipline. Indiscipline in sports is there.
Yeah.
How you all deal with that?
Nah, well, we always say, keep it fair, no try to limit the obscene language because, it'll always get intense and a man might
Yeah.
But you always try to, keep it child-approved because, little children come, it have, like some nights, you'll see a little child sweating the big man and, they will have him involved. So, we just try to, keep the environment as clean as possible, no smoking, really, because it's an athletic area.
Right. But do you all have somebody there that are trying to get the picture out to the viewers so they will have a clear, thing? We know in sports, there's a fight.
Correct.
It's all, what sort of measures you all have that, you bring somebody rent your place and they come to take a sweat and next thing they want to start in some, what sort of?
Nah, well, like, as I say, like, if someone books, I'm always there, my dad is always there, someone of us is always there, and most of the time, all of us are always there, like looking on, making sure the facility is safe, it's a safe area.
But eventually, you always should think about having a security.
Yes, obviously, like for the tournaments and stuff, like the days of the tournament, securities will be there with the parking, so people's cars will be safe and stuff like that. The police, are involved as well, so they come always pass through. A lot of police officers are playing in the tournament as well.
We do have much time. You all have anything you want to share with us? Sell your finals.
Yeah, well, the finals is on Saturday the 19th. Kickoff is at 6:30. J-Man's football cage. A lot of national players, SSFL players are actually made it out of the group stage into the finals. So, you all should come on down. Drinks will be on sale, food will be on sale, it's just energy, good vibes, and I just want to thank you for actually having us, and I hope that I can see you down on the finals as well. Thanks for having us.
Because the last time actually I saw you is in the last game,
Prez,
when you play paper press, right? Well, Maya and Jordan, it's a pleasure. It's good to see when young people get involved and giving back at an early age. And we want to wish you all the best. I mean, you have to thank your father because he's the bank, right? At least you don't have to pay no interest.
Exactly.
And if you falter in an installment per month, he ain't going to repossess anything. So again, I want to thank you all very much. I hope the tournament, is a great success, and well, all the best.
Thank you.
And when you go back, I want to wish you all the best. And with your trials with the national team, I know you're going to do well.
Yeah, that's my dream, to represent the country.
Right? So, and I know a lot of players from Trinidad College ball always go to this university.
Correct. Yes, I actually have two friends there as well right now. One, Corey Cupid and Rondell Payne.
Right.
Naps and Prez.
Yeah, that jam, that's when they So again, it's all the best to you and to you, Madam Financial Director.
Thank you.
And we hope that it will go from strength to strength.